sitting in one of the kiddos' rooms trying to record this video, and somebody keeps bothering me. So he wants you to, what'd you say? Like, comment, and subscribe to our videos. Right, Bodhi? Don't do it. Sorry that we've been missing in action. There's been a lot of sickness going through our house. I think every single person in our family was sick at some point, and you can still hear it in my voice. Thanks, children. And then our oldest, Briley, she turned 3. We had a little party for her recently, and family came to visit, so we've been pretty busy. But instead of talking about Watson family, let's talk about Watson family properties and get back to our property that we were talking about. So we've done some work on it. First up, we've fixed the roof. If you remember that drone video I had and that janky, patchy job they did, and then you're like, well, no wonder the roof was leaking. Yeah, fixed it up with some duct tape, basically. We fixed it, new roof, new drone video of that, so that's good to go. Next up is the floors. If you remember in the last video I posted, I put a car on the floor and it rolled and proved that the floor was not level, obviously. So we needed to address that situation. So our original goal was to reinforce the floor joists that are in the floor. They're actually under the floor. You don't ever see them unless you pull up the floor. And we were going to do what's called a sister joist. So there's one right now that's kind of wobbly and wonky, and you attach another one to it and add the support. Well, when they tore up the flooring that was in the house, they saw some termite damage and lots of decayed wood. I don't even know if decayed is the right word. I'm in dental, so decayed, rotting wood, whatever the correct term is, along the foundation. So we actually had to replace that stuff in order to fix the floors. Pretty simple. Not simple at all, actually. We had to jack up the house and scrape all that stuff out of there, that rotten stuff, and then put down new. So I'm gonna actually try to teach you. If you see me looking down, I've got notes down here. It's a lot to remember. I'm actually trying to teach you something today. We all know what a foundation is, right? Every time you go buy a new house, you look at the foundation. Is it nice? Whatever. Well, the foundation is important. We know that. It's a cement block that everyone's house sits on. It kind of provides stability and support for your house, any movements. But did you know the floor actually attaches with that? I made a fabulous drawing. My graphic artist self got on paint and drew a little picture. So here's my picture to show you. The gray part is the foundation. Like I said, provides stability and support. The next part that actually attaches is this bottom part, the sill plate. It's wood that's anchored to the top of the foundation, which ultimately attaches to an end joist and a floor joist to create a floor, a framework for the floor at least. So on top of that goes the end joist, and it forms the exterior framework for your floors. The floor joists, which I was talking about, rest on that sill plate. They're attached to the end joist, and they go across the floor to provide that stability, that framework for your subflooring, which goes on top of that. Subflooring is just like plywood that you put down that creates an actual floor you can walk on. And then you put the flooring over that, hardwood floor, vinyl plank floor. Can't think of any other floors. I don't know why I was trying to think of that. But yeah, tile, I'm sure. It goes on top of that. So I'll show you a couple pictures of that rotting wood and everything, and show you what it looks like. Sorry, Bodhi's messing with me. And show you, so I missed the video getting that part where the floors were up. Our guys are working pretty fast through it, so I missed part of those videos, but we got some good pictures from them. while I'm teaching you some things, I'm going to actually teach you about the electrical box. So when we go into a house that we're going to think about buying, we always look at the electrical boxes. Why? Because there's different ways that it can be done. This house started off with what's called a fuse service box. You can see in this picture, little circles, those are actual fuses. When electricity flows, the fuse has a little filament in it that permits an unobstructed circuit. And when an overload occurs or a power surge, the filament actually melts and stops the flow of electricity. But now you got to replace the actual fuse. You got to actually go buy a fuse, screw it in the thing, and all that stuff. So the pros are it's very inexpensive. It reacts very quickly to a power surge, so that filament melts pretty quickly. Some of the cons are you actually have to replace the whole fuse. No big deal, really, but some people tend to replace it unknowingly with a higher voltage fuse, which can cause it to overheat, cause problems, and you don't want problems with electricity. Most of us are familiar with the circuit breaker boxes, which I'll show you the new one. Breakers allow electricity to flow through the circuit. If an overload occurs or another surge in power, electricity, the breaker has a mechanism that the lever actually breaks the circuit, and then we have to run out to the garage or wherever your circuit box is and, flip it back so it works again. The pro of that is just a flip of a switch. So it's off. You just run out, flip the switch, and it's back on. You don't have to replace the whole breaker or anything like that. Very modern. That's kind of how the standard of electricity is right now. And con, it can be a little expensive when you have to replace it. Got to get an electrician over and rewire some of that stuff. But it's more modern, a little safer. So that's where we're at as far as updating you on the house. Hopefully the Watson family is done with sickness, because I'm done with sickness, and that we can come out with a lot more content. And we've got a couple things coming under our belt coming. So we'll share all that with you as it all develops, and hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.